Hi, hello, and howdy. It's me, Mushy, and you're you. Hello, you. And we're here at Dark and Creepy Diamond Painting with a post review of GhostGirl. But first, let me show you the tools of the trade. To complete the diamond painting you're about to see, here's everything that I used. I have my own little container of glow-in-the-dark drills that I bought off of Temu. Yes, you guys, I did implant glow-in-the-dark drills in the diamond painting. You'll get to see pictures of the full effect and where I put them as we go through the post review. I did use this 4 set of rulers. This is my favorite kind of rounds rulers to use. No particular reason why, other than it kind of mimics the checkerboard method of diamond painting, and I don't know, gives it a little something extra fun. It kind of makes it more puzzly. I don't know, breaks up the monotony. But yeah, I used 4 of these like plum flower or plum blossom rulers that some sites call them, but just like a plus sign of rounds, mimicking checkerboard method. And then I used my Patriotic Team Taurus pen because it kind of went with the color theme, and I have a single placer in both ends, elbowed because I prefer that. I used my Ephemera 3D Deep 6 tray. I got the name right, aren't you proud of me? The Deep 6 tray from Ephemera 3D in the color green. There's probably a more like definitive color name than that, but green. It's green. And then I did use alien putty. I was using boulder and blue, but also mystery as well, just whatever I felt like grabbing. And then I did use my Classify modular container set here, as you can see, that I got off of Temu. And those are the tools that I used to complete this diamond painting that we're about to look at. So are you guys ready to see her? All right. And like magic, voila, here she is, you guys. This is the diamond painting I've been calling GhostGirl. This is by far the most requested diamond painting. When I did the unbagging of this, I got so many messages, private messages over on Facebook. I got messages in the comments, and just requesting like, hey, I can't wait to see this one done. Can you do this one? This one looks exciting. I want to see it finished. And so who am I to deny the request of the people? And quite frankly, I was kind of excited to see this one done too. And so here she is. All right, let's get into the vital stats. So, first of all, this is completion number 18 of the year 2024 for Mushy. Since January 1st, we have done 18. This is the 18th diamond painting, you guys. Woohoo! I have her inventoried as CH36, indicating that she is the 36th diamond painting canvas in my cute horror collection in my stash. I named her GhostGirl, and her serial number is ZQS3024, and it was number 479 in my stash. This is a 40 by 70, or if you're into inches, a 16 by 28. This is true drill field size. So the drill field itself is the 40 by 70. So yay. Round drill, 40 colors, 3 of which were ABs. You can see the ABs kind of sprinkled throughout the outer edges and some of the pumpkins and through the trees here. Kind of, emphasizing that she is a spectral being and light bouncing off of her surroundings. This was from Diamond Art Gift. The price they had listed last time I looked was $14.99. I received this in PR on April 9th of 2024. I started it on May 5th of 2024, and I finished it on May 16th of 2024, spending a grand total of 60 hours and 2 minutes on this diamond painting. The star rating I'm giving it, struggled with this one a lot, and had to settle on maybe around 2.25 stars. And you might be looking at this and think, Mushy, why such a low rating? This looks phenomenal. What is your problem? We'll get into that. But sadly, I had to rate this one pretty low. And I don't know. We debated it over here. I even called in some personal opinions of my family members to help me pick a rating. I was so torn. But honestly, I was about to rate it lower than that. And we'll talk about why. So I'm going to start with the cons, get the bad out of the way so we can end on a positive note. Cons. I'll start with the more mild. There were two symbols on this canvas. One was a triangle with an open top, and one was a triangle proper, with all three corners closed. Those two triangles, the open and the closed one, were very similar in appearance and very similar in color on the canvas. So those were kind of tricksy, and they were often clumped together. Those were in her hair here, like this yellow green and this like key lime green. Very, very similar in appearance. Here we go with the bad. Then this is where the 2.25 stars comes in. I ran out of four colors. They did not supply enough drills for me to finish this canvas in 4 colors. The colors that ran out, the symbols were lowercase t, uppercase T, backslash, and square. And the drill numbers were DMC 958, 3846, 745, and 3766. And you guys, they were some primary big hitting colors. I'll show you. Okay, so let's see. I gotta have my notebook because I are no memory. Okay, gotta have my little cheat sheet here so I can look at the colors. 958. Let me find it, as I want you guys to see what the colors were that I ran out of. And this is what really impacted the rating, because if I was a new diamond painter or even a veteran diamond painter who doesn't keep extra drills, a spare storage of overflow drills, I would have ran out and not been able to complete the diamond painting as charted. I would have had to supplement with another color available that did have extras, or I just wouldn't have been able to complete it at all. And I really dislike that. So lucky for me, I'm pretty obsessive about keeping extra drills when I'm done in a separate storage system, and having extras for just this reason. So this is one of the colors, this color right here. It's kind of like this turquoisey tealy blue, and you can see it's like all throughout here. This was one of the primary colors in here, and what you see in here, these were my extras that I pulled out of my extra storage when I ran out. Another color, 3854. I was wrong. It was 3846 because I remember it was a capital T, and that was another big color throughout here. It was through here, in the background here. This blue was like a really major predominant color. I ran out, had to supplement with my own leftover stash, and this is all that's left from that. So you can see like it was a big to-do color there. Another one I ran out of was the yellow. It was a 745 right here. I ran out of this one of all things, but this is like predominant in the jack-o'-lantern and some shading colors down here toward the bottom. And what you see in here is my personal leftover stash. And I also ran out of 3766, another one of the major blue tones in here. It's this pale blue you see just everywhere. And again, what you see in here was what's left of my backup stash, like my own personal stash of excess drills. So I ran out, refilled this with my own, and then there's only this much left. So I mean, I used most of the drills I had in my extra stash. So they, in those colors, they sent me, for 3 of the 4 of them, they sent me like half of what I needed to finish. And like I said, the reason why that's such a heavy hitter with the scoring system for me is because the image is beautiful. If we were grading this on image, I would have called this a 4.25 to 4.5 star if image was the only, you know, factor. But we're talking about the kit as a whole. And like I said, really kind of a pet peeve of mine when your kit does not come with nearly enough drills to finish. When you run out of one color, that, you know, well, for me anyway, when I run out of one color, that ticks me off. But when I run out of 2, that really ticks me off. We're talking 4 colors, and then there was 2 or 3 others that were nearly gone, that I was like butt puckering at the end because I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna have enough. And I had like maybe a dozen left at tops of that color by the time I finished this, and I was like, oh, that was a close one. So definitely ran out of 4, nearly ran out of a handful of other colors, and that's not okay. Like I said, I was putting my mind set in the perspective of being a new diamond painter, or a diamond painter who doesn't store and keep excess drills at the end of every project. If I had been one of those people with no excess drills to draw from, this painting could not have been completed as charted with the colors intended. Would have either had to been scrapped after 60 hours of work into it, or would have had to have other colors that were not meant to be there and maybe made it not look right in the end. Not okay. So that was a big bugaboo. The other bugaboo, and this is something that I saw in the comments when I unbagged. Let me flip this over. There was a question and a comment noticing these deep wrinkles in the back of the canvas. You see them here? I flattened this diamond painting under weight in flat conditions for a month before I started it. Okay, a month. And this was the most improvement. Now, is it my fault that it's still like this? Likely, because I could have done other things. I could have taken a hot skillet to it. I could have taken an iron to it. I know you're hearing me say this. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please do not try it without looking up some videos on it. And maybe I'll make one at some point. But do not apply, you know, a hot skillet or a hot iron directly to your canvas. And really, you know, this is not a shirt. Don't treat it like one. You will burn your canvas. Bad things will happen. But there are methods that I could have used to flatten out these rivers. And I should have done that. That was my fault that I didn't take the extra time and steps to do that. However, it should not have come this way. And this is part of what is like affecting the personal rating that I have, because I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up really well, but those where these wrinkles are here, it is, you can see it affecting the front of the canvas even after having drills on it, even after, you know, having it laying flat while working on it for so long. It's still, the canvas is, you got waves in it from these wrinkles. So everywhere you see these folding wrinkles where it was rolled up to ship and then shipped in a thin little cellophane bag. Who knows how long this was rolled up prior to me receiving it. It must have been a long time, because this canvas is like permanently just really, you know, got these, what do you call them, rivers, wrinkles, you know, anyway, peaks and valleys. Okay, so and it did affect the finished product. I can see it here, the way the light's hitting. I can see everywhere that on the back side of this there are wrinkles. So that's also very disappointing. And hopefully, you know, once I get it sealed and get it in a frame, that might help over time to level that out. But, you know, that's just a guess. As far as like the canvas visuals are concerned and the cons, like right here seems to be, I don't know if it was a charting error or what, but this is like a really harsh line right through this jack-o'-lantern, just like a straight line. Whoomp. Not really sure I'm digging this harsh line right here. There are some like random drill colors through here, but at a viewing distance it all kind of melds together and works out really well. You can't probably see them from the distance, but like look here, there's like a random yellow, brown, neon green, just right, like why? Why are you there? But you know, when you pull it back and take a look at it, it does blend in well. I'll insert pictures up here of what she looks like at a viewing distance and oriented correctly. And I'll run her under the camera here, and then we'll talk about the pros. But I just kind of wanted you guys to see, you know, how she turned out, how she looks, hear what I thought about the wrinkles in the bottom of the canvas coming through to the front of the canvas, and the fact that I ran out of so many drills and nearly ran out of others. As for the pros, the rendering and the detail turned out really, really well. It's impressive. You can tell that she's got a forest background. You can clearly see the trees and their branches. You can clearly see all the jack-o'-lanterns here in the background. You can see the ground that she's running on. You can even see her shadow here that she's casting. You can see her light cast off throughout the painting. You can kind of see a little bit like the sky. You get impressions here with the way that they charted some distant shadowing. You can see that there's a forest behind her. I think the rendering is really, really good. Look, you can see the wrinkles in her dress here. You can clearly make out that she's got an arm and her hand is holding a jack-o'-lantern. You can make out her face. Her eyes are clear. You can see her hair. It's all very beautiful. Also, the AB placement, it was not as defined as I had hoped when I initially was looking at the canvas and we were going over like what ABs were included and where they were going to be. They are all framing her here and here. There's some in the pumpkin, but they are still pretty spread out. I thought it would be more concise and definitive, and it just seems to be kind of sprinkled out, but it does have some definition in that it is contained. It's not just sneezed onto the canvas. It is contained pretty much throughout here. There's a couple ABs in her shadow here on her neck, but otherwise the rest of them where you would expect them to be. And she does have a couple ABs in her there. Look up and see where I'm pointing, because I'm not gonna say it, but in her there is AB'd up. I guess she's proud of that. Okay, but generally the ABs made sense, and the canvas itself to read was clear with the exception of open triangle and closed triangle. But those symbols individually, they were very clear. They were just hard to tell apart, but like every letter was crisp and clear, very easy to see. Had no problems reading the canvas in that regard. And just as final notes and side notes, I did add glow-in-the-dark drills to her. So anywhere you see white in the jack-o'-lanterns, so for their faces and stuff, where the white is, I added glow-in-the-dark drills. And her hair, her face, and her body, everywhere you see white throughout her, I added glow-in-the-dark drills. I did not add them, you know, in here, the accenting areas, or up here. Literally just her and her jack-o'-lanterns. And this is what she looks like in the dark. What do you guys think? What do we think? Okay, and I wanted to just again let you know, just in case it wasn't clear, I did get this in PR. So I did receive this as part of a PR package. Had I paid the $14.99 for this, I probably would have been pretty darn angry because of running out of so many drills. That's just the bottom line. This was my first experience with a canvas from this company, so hopefully this was maybe just a one-off. I cannot speak to whether this is habitual for this company or not. I don't know, but we'll find out as the future unfolds. But that was just my first experience with this company, which was Diamond Art Gift. And unfortunately, it was a little bit sour because of it. But overall, image is great. She's going to get framed and put up on my wall. Absolutely. And there you have it, you guys. So here's what I want to know. What would you have rated this diamond painting? Knowing everything that I've told you, you can see the rivers on the front and the back, you know, the valleys and canyons and creases and stuff on the front and back of the canvas. You can hopefully kind of see where the ABs are placed. Let me kind of catch the light so you can see, you know, seeing some of the charting maybe through here, not so great, and the random pixels through her body, running out of drills, but, you know, very clear, beautiful, you know, end result and such. What would you have rated this out of 5 stars? 5 being the super most best awesome diamond painting they could have made, and 1 being like total junk. What would you have rated this? And would you have rated it with all the factors included, or would you just go based on the end result? You know, hey, you know what? It all worked out. You had spare drills. You got it done. It looks great. Base the rating on the image, you know, or would you have been like, everything in totality, I'm gonna rate it this? I want to know what your rating would be. Let me know in the comments below. And have any of you guys done any Diamond Art Gift canvases? Did you run out of drills, or did it come all creasy and wrinkly like this? Did it affect your end result? Tell me all the things, you guys. I'd love to know. And that concludes our post review of GhostGirl. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you find yourself coming around, but you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get notified when I post a new video. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Stay naughty.